Hey guys, Chad here from CNR Reviews. We have two different types of guns here today. One of them is a 45 ACP versus a 9mm. And the only reason why I'm doing a feature comparison of the Kahr Cm9 versus the Springfield XDS, which is the 45, is because we've had a lot of requests. We've also heard that Springfield is going to be bringing out the XDS in a 9mm version and a 40 Smith & Wesson. So at some point in the future, this size and feature comparison will be validated. So let's go and let's talk about some features of these guns. Start with the XDS. As you guys can see, really nice 3-dot combat sights. You can tell that the sight in the front is red, and it's actually a fiber optic sight. Springfield does give you replacement fiber optics for that. It has a bullet indicator on top. Other than that, it relies on a beaver tail safety, very similar to a 1911, to engage the trigger. So you have to depress the beaver tail to pull the trigger. If you do not have it depressed, the trigger is non-responsive. Depress it, and it's a nice crisp, clean break. Other than that, you have a nice takedown lever on this side and a slide release. Now, they did include an ambidextrous mag release, which is nice. And the gun comes with two 5-round magazines, and they're very high quality mags, and thank you Springfield for including more than one. It's nice. I don't understand why companies are not including more. I know it's just to make you go out and buy more and spend more money, but it's nice when a company gives you two. Other than that, a little Picatinny rail on the front, and if you're going to be pocket carrying this and stuff, I don't know if I'd put anything on the Picatinny rail. I know some people will put tack light or laser, and for me it just adds bulk and it starts to add weight. And when you're concealed carrying, those are two major important, very important things. You do not want it to be too bulky where you're printing, and you definitely don't want to add the weight where it's pulling your pants down or your shirt or jacket or whatever. So let's go ahead and talk about the Kahr Cm9, and I have to thank our friends Raleigh and Jerry. They have lent this to us just to show you guys the features of it and stuff. You've seen it in other videos. We have some shooting videos of this already up. This is one of the smallest subcompact 9mm that you can buy, and it's a very nice gun. Now, Kahr does recommend a 200-round break-in period for their guns. The Cm9 versions of the Kahrs are the cheaper versions. The PM9 versions, like the PM9 itself, is going to run you probably close to $700. The Cm9 version is going to be in the $400 range. As far as features go, it relies on a long trigger pull as its safety. Now, this is not uncommon in most subcompacts. Most of them in this size are going to rely on that long trigger pull. It's very similar to the Glock, Kel-Tec PF9, Ruger LC9, those type of things. They rely on that long trigger pull. It does not have an external safety like the LC9 that you could pop up and down and still have the long trigger pull. It doesn't have that. So if you're going to pocket carry this gun, you want to put it in some type of holster that's going to protect that trigger and make sure that it's not depressed at all. Other than that, as far as features, very simple features. It makes the gun very easy to use. You have just basic combat sights, line in the rear, line them up. The gun's very accurate. And you have a slide release. This is a real slide release. Kahr does not recommend that you release the slide by pulling back the slide. They actually want you to use the release as it's intended for. So, and it works well. Takedown's very easy. Same with the XDS. They're both very easy there. Let's go and look at size comparisons between these two, and then we'll get to weight. Let's line up the slides and show you guys how these guys compare. Alright, there is slide length comparison. As you guys can see, the XDS is longer, and it looks like it's about a ½ inch, somewhere around there in length. As you guys can see though, the width is very similar. I do believe though that the XDS is thicker. I want to say it runs around 1.01 inches, and the Kahr is less than an inch in thickness. The other point you're going to see where they're going to differ is the difference in the handles. As you can see, I actually have the magazine in the Springfield at this moment, but as you guys can see, the Kahr is still just a tad bit shorter than the XDS. Trigger area is very nice on both of them. They allow somebody with larger hands to be able to put their finger in there pretty easy, or if you're wearing some type of operator gloves, you can do so very easily with these. Let's go ahead and weigh these guys. And Ryan and I do not like to weigh our guns unloaded. So what we're going to do is I've got a little scale here. Get it to go to 0. And let's go to ounces only. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Here's the gun with one magazine, and I'm going to add the amount of rounds to the gun that would normally come with that you would normally carry with the weapon, and that would be a total of 6. You have 5 in the mag and 1 in the chamber. So let's go ahead and see how this guy finishes up as far as weight goes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the gun with a magazine in and 6 rounds is going to weigh about 26.2 ounces. That's very similar to like a Glock 26 in weight. And that is with a 45 230 grain bullet. So there you go, 26.2 ounces for the Springfield XDS, fully loaded. Let's go ahead and let's switch places. Kahr Cm9. Now remember, I don't have the magazine with me, but I checked Kahr's website and they said the magazine weighs about 1.9 ounces. So whatever this comes out to be, we're going to go ahead and add 1.9 ounces to it. It's usually a 6-round mag plus 1 for a total of 7. So let's go ahead and let's add 7 rounds total, and that's 18.1. If we add the 1.9 ounces, you're talking 20 ounces fully loaded up. So that is that's very light, guys. That's 6 ounces. It's actually more than 6 ounces less than the XDS fully loaded. Now, some people are going to go, "Hey guys, it's not that big of a deal." It is a big deal, especially when you consider that weight is a super important part of carrying. You want, like I said, you don't want your pants to be falling down. You definitely don't want your jacket to be printing, because the majority of people out there don't carry. They're scared of guns and stuff, and so you don't want to be printing where they can see it. Other than that, let's go ahead and let's talk about price for both of these guys. Now the XDS is brand spanking new for 2012, and the gun ran about $502. And then plus tax on top of that. And we thought we got a screaming deal on the gun. I have seen the gun go from anywhere between $500 and all the way up to $550, even up to $600, depending on who you're buying it from. Remember, you are going to pay more at a big box store than you are at a mom and pop shop or a smaller gun store. The Cm9 I've seen vary. It can go anywhere between $360 all the way up to $420. Now, if it was me personally, I'd want to find it for less than $400, and you can find it, guys. There's a lot of gun shops out there, and I really recommend looking. We've actually had people say that they've been to a gun shop where they'll charge $500 for this gun. And do not buy it from a shop that's going to overcharge you like that. At that point, it would be worthwhile to order it from an online dealer where you can just, where you can buy the gun for $380 or $390, and the only thing you have to pay is the transfer fee. And you want to make sure you talk to the local gun shops, find out what the transfer fee is. It's usually around 25 bucks. Sometimes it's more depending on who you're going to. But that means if you were to buy this gun for 400 bucks, you're only paying $425. So screw the guys that are charging more. If they're price gouging you, go somewhere else. Other than that, guys, these are both great carry guns. Like I said, we have videos of the Kahr Cm9. We have a ton of comprehensive videos on the brand new XDS. They are both phenomenal guns, and they have functioned awesome. If you have any questions regarding either one of them, feel free to ask. Ryan and I will try to get to your question as fast as possible. And other than that, check out these guns. They're awesome. This is Chad from CNR Reviews. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and have a good day.